So in kindergarten, you're going to start writing letters on lines, on lined paper. See the lines? There's dotted lines, solid lines that are darker. And you're going to start writing letters inside those lines like you see here. Alex and his sister Sarah set off on an adventure with their dog. So you see how those letters are inside those lines? Some are big letters that go all the way from the top line to the bottom line, like the A. It goes all the way from top to bottom, and the L is all the way from top to bottom. But the E and the lowercase x are on that dotted line, where to put what letters. So you're going to see this. It's called your house, and you're going to be writing on what's called house paper in kindergarten. So I wanted to show this to you. So you'll notice there's a dotted line here, and then there's a solid line. That is going to be the lines on the paper. So there it is. H goes from the top solid line all the way down, and it curves around at the dotted line. So I took the pointy part off of my roof just so you can see this is that solid line that's on the top. So if I were to write H on actual lines, it would look like this. My H starting at the top line, it goes all the way down to the bottom line, and it curves on that dotted line. From the top solid line down to the bottom solid line, and it curves with a hump. Uppercase H would look like this. See there? You've got your two long lines from the top line to the bottom line, from your attic line all the way to your house line, and then across the ceiling. That dotted line is the ceiling that separates your attic from your main floor. And remember, down here is the basement. Basement, main floor, attic. So now I've even written the word for you. Basement, house, attic. Those are the three parts of a line. So let's do the letter Q. A capital Q is going to be a circle that goes all the...
What?
A circle, it goes all the way from the attic line down to your house line and back around. And then it's going to have a little peg leg, I like to call it, that just kind of goes in the middle part at the bottom. Your lowercase, it's going to go down here in the basement for its little tail. So look, it's going to be a circle with a little hook tail down there at the bottom. See how that's in the basement on the lowercase q? So a rule of thumb is all your big letters are going to stay up here in the house and in the attic. But a lot of your lowercase letters are going to end up down here in the basement for parts of it. So when we write a lowercase q, when we're doing our letter drill, you're going to do Q says Q. And you're going to do your Q on the line right there, because the tail end is in the basement. So the circle part sits on that solid line. So I know it's confusing, but I just wanted to show you kind of how this worked. Just so you'd know. Some of you may already know these things, but I just wanted to show you how to write these letters on lined paper. So your Q on actual lined paper would look like this. Q is inside the solid lines. That's inside your attic and your house. But the lowercase q has the little tail part in the basement below that solid line. So it does not get to stay up here in the cozy house part. It's got to go a little below into the basement. P is another one that is the same way. Stays up here in the attic and in the main house. But a lowercase p, the reason you know it's a lowercase is because the peg leg down there dips into the basement. See how that p dipped into the basement instead of sitting up here in the house? That's the difference in an uppercase P and a lowercase p. A big P and a little p. So on dotted line paper, it would look like this. Uppercase P in the house. Lowercase p dips down into the basement below those the solid line. Thanks, you guys. Have a good day. Figure out what? Figure out.
He always chase pom-poms, but I don't think he'll chase papers.
He doesn't do that, does he? Oh, is it recording still? Okay.
I'm Kyrie.
Thanks. Kyrie.